CL 2019-2911. Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard. 1. As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled, "Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change," in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, "I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change," end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 2. As to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled, "A Transformative Moment for Women," in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, "Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change," in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, "Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out," end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3. As to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled, "A Transformative Moment for Women," in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, "Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change," in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, "I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse," end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1. As to this statement appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media used fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. 2. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, quite simply, this was an ambush. A hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt did not do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Ms. Heard proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, Mr. Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false. Answer, yes. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven by clear and convincing evidence that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, we've reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
Does either side wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
Jane?
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer yes. If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6. Yes. Juror number 10.
Yes.
Juror number 15.
Yes.
Juror number 16.
Yes.
Juror number 22.
Yes.
Juror number 27. Juror number 29.
Yes.
I do find that the jury's verdict is unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your service in this case. I want to thank you again for your dedication and your hard work during this trial. I know I speak for everybody here when I tell you that we appreciate your sacrifices and your time and your public service in this matter, okay? So I'm going to have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there, okay? All right, thank you.
Now, why do they keep putting this channel on portrait? I have no idea. For those who didn't understand the litigations and the literal court mumbo jumbo, all of that meant is Johnny Depp was awarded $15 million for the defamation claim, and Amber Heard won against the lawyer as she proved one of his agents and working lawyers who said and called her claims a hoax. He was found that was a defamation against her character, and she was awarded $2 million. If you ask me, this case was over a month ago. It did not take this much deliberation. All of this was a dog and pony show. Amber Heard's career? Okay. In other words, it's done. After Aquaman 2, she will not be in Aquaman 3, I can guarantee you that. She better hope she get voiceover work. Oh, she's done. Without a shadow of a doubt, she's done. There's nothing she's gonna be able to. You're guilty until they can prove you're not. Oh, they told Johnny Depp. They told Johnny a whole bunch of stuff. They said, Johnny, you know we love you, Johnny, but, right now this doesn't look good, Johnny. So I don't want to put you in a movie and everyone hates you, That's going to take it out on the movie, on the film, Johnny. Can't do that, Johnny. So naturally, that's the way they approach things. Well, would you looky? I remember someone keep telling me I'm living in someone else's house to control me. Remember that? Jesus Christ. Something just came in the mail to basically prove I live here. And more than just live here. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, buddy. What do we see here? These are the taxes of the home. Installment 1 and installment 2. As you can see, I have to pay $12,000 a year in taxes on my home. $9,600, and the reason I'm sent this is because they want it by 6/6. They ain't bought it. So you gotta pay this much in taxes. You see that? Dude. $6,600. They don't send this to people. They don't send that to people who don't own things. You don't get that if you don't own something. So if I was staying with somebody, they would get a bill. They would get a bill. Not me. Not me. Oh yeah, it's Lake County collector too. See, it's real. It's all real. Taxes are high. Well, depends on where you're staying. I paid double in taxes than I did someplace else. Taxes are very high. I never saw it the way a lot of people saw things. That is true. I didn't see eye to eye with a lot of other contributors who had these statements, but let's go into Johnny's situation. Shoot. Sorry about that. Some damn bug attached itself to me while I was outside. I just knocked him off. I don't know where the hell he went after that. But I'm gonna find Kenobi. And Kenobi ain't had no business crawling on me. That boy life expectancy about to hit 0. Oh, there he is. Look at that. You little flying ant. Drown. I knocked him right into the sink. Shoot. I don't want anything attaching itself to me. But let's get back to the herd situation. Now, this goes to show you, and everybody for the men standing up cheering, yay! Well, I understand you cheering, but I see a problem with what you're cheering. This is not a victory for men. Like people think like this is a victory. Men are standing up to this corruption finally. Well, this is not. This is a victory for white men. Now, Johnny Depp happened to be Samuel L. Jackson. I think this court decision wouldn't have went the way it did. More than a victory for Johnny, it's a victory for white men in court. Saying you can't lie on a white man named Johnny. Now, I don't think Michael B. Jordan or Samuel L. Jackson would have got this kind of love in court. I don't think it would have went that way, even with the same evidence. And that's what's wrong with the law, ladies and gentlemen. That is what's wrong with the law. Because we know in that situation, we are not safe. There are different laws in different counties, and even in the same county. There is no same punishment for same crime. One person can get a slap on the wrist, and they'll say boys will be boys. And somebody else, different color, different shade, same crime, same time. They get sentenced to prison time. And because of that, the system has become something we cannot trust. And since we can't trust the system, our best defense is not to be in it. And when you go along to the part of not being in the system, they try to find ways to force you in it. Like, no, you're going to get in that system. Do you know one of the goals is to have you mugshot? They want to eventually have you fingerprinted and mugshot for identification records, whether you done anything or not. They want to do that to make sure they have you on file. Because in case any crime ever come up and your name came up, they could just pull your prints. From the first time you go into prison, you get hit with what they call an FBI number. You didn't even know that, did you? If you go in and call the police right now, if you ever been detained or anything, say, what is my FBI number? You got one. Most of y'all don't even know that. So we know that there's different standards of the law. A standard that they push to you, a standard that they push to me, a standard that they push to any individual based on social status, fame, money, power, complexion. Yeah, you seem to know each and everything that's going on. Because this stretches far out throughout the region. You realize that the issue is it's not your neighborhood. As you can see, where I live, taxes are very high. And the reason why they're high is because this is a very, what you would call a very privileged community, very privileged area. To be living over here, you consider to be in the upper echelon of high earning people. So they make you pay basically for your safety, your security, that's everything over here. Nurturing area. But it don't shield you away from what's happening in the rest of the world. You can stay in a nice house, that don't mean anything. If you have no humanity, none of it matters. Well, that's because people don't focus on those things. Look, as you've seen with the issue with the Star Wars situation, the character that plays Reva on the series was attacked with a whole bunch of racial DMs, right? Now, why would a fictionalized show that is not real, why would anybody, would they have different aliens, different species of aliens? I mean, they literally had something I can't even explain on there. Was on it, who happens to be African American, is so oppressive to you when the animated character on the show is African American. In the animated series, this character. They did this to Kelly Marie Tran when they came out with Star Wars. And she just was not understanding all of this hate on her social media page. Then that was basically okay. And Star Wars never stood with her. John Boyega, when he first came out, and they thought he was going to be the story of the movie, they lashed out at him when they made it appear as if he was going to be the Jedi of the series, but it was misdirection to show, like, it didn't fool me. I knew Rey was going to be the one that they were going towards. So when they saw Star Wars going in that direction, they attacked John Boyega. And when they saw the film and Rey was the Jedi and Finn was the help, it was, oh, okay, Finn's the help. He's okay. Oh, Firestarter. God, that movie was god awful. Please don't mention that. Please don't mention that. I saw Firestarter last night. Please don't mention that movie to me. That is by far the worst movie of 2022. Absolutely the worst movie. They have the worst movie and the best movie playing side by side this week. Now, let's look at all the things that it details. When you talk about law. Did they look at this from a legal standpoint when it came to this? Or did Johnny's celebrity bring this full circle? No, they had all this basically recorded. They've had phone records. They've had text messages from her mother that basically doomed her case to begin with. So that case was basically over with. Now, do I think if Michael B. Jordan had this information, Samuel L. Jackson had this information, everything would have went in their favor? Absolutely not. I do not trust this system one bit, and it's all about what the narrative and perceptions are. Johnny was beloved. And then when everybody went with this movement, the people that supported Amber Heard turned against Amber Heard. And the reason they turned against Amber Heard because they felt she was pretending to be part, and she wanted to lead this movement of Time's Up. That was the movement she was. She wasn't the Me Too era. She was trying to align herself with Scarlett Johansson and all of the Time's Up people. That was the group she was basically heading toward. Now, you start to ask yourself, well, why would she do that? What was the point in going that route? What was she gonna get out of that? What she gets out of it is what you don't see. She gets her notoriety. She gets her fame. She gets everything. Meanwhile, people robbed out of their series, everything. You get lied to, you get stories, and all she's doing is going out there acting, giving her details of everything that happened. She got told in court. They found her guilty of doing it maliciously, plotted to do it, meaning that they were people who were in legal practice participating, guiding them to do what they did. Her and her friends. And she was found guilty of this. Well, not guilty. They felt that, yes, she did plot all of this. And what did them in is that there were 2 911 calls that day. The first 911 call, they didn't have it right. Had they staged everything like the second call, then they would have had a shot. But that just goes to show you, when people don't think things out clear and just doing things that they don't know what they're doing, and the lawyer gets involved who's ambitious, they want fame too. Do you know most of these lawyers who take these big cases normally do them for free? When they go and defend these people, you be like, why are you defending this guy? This guy, you giving him representation? This dude committed such a heinous act and you defended him? Why? Because they're going to be on television. Their law firm is going to be out there. His face is going to be out there. They do that for that reckoning. It's like advertisement for business. Criminals stay in the court system. People who are normally on the straight and narrow, they ain't gonna need a lawyer but like probably once. You know, I remember I went to court for my case and I told my lawyer, like, hey, this was great while it lasted. If I could bring you some business, I can, but I'm not gonna need you. See, people who do things like breaking the law, criminal cases, or having trouble with the law, those guys keep lawyers paid. Why do you think these rappers who have all this money end up with nothing? Paying lawyers, paying managers, paying everybody else. Because they know you don't know what you're doing. But they know what they're doing. And there is a great difference from knowing what you're doing and not knowing what you're doing. And they look at a rapper and go, oh, he don't know the law. He don't know anything. That's why artists such as Bluetooth, he gonna be broke. Whack is his manager, he gonna be in court, fighting people, going to jail, teams stealing from him. Because they know you don't know the law, but they know the business. You just know making records. It's not the artist's fault. They don't know any better. And by the time they find out, you just gotta hope you have a very kind-hearted attorney. But the attorney's gonna get his money legally anyway. Let's say they give you, it'll never happen, but let's say you get a $2 million signing bonus, right? First, you're gonna be paying taxes. So you start paying taxes on the money immediately. So taxes, you might as well just put all that money away for taxes. Don't even look at it, because that's all tax money. So you put the tax money to the side. See, the problem that people make is they spend the tax money, thinking that like I could just pay that later with some other stuff I get. But you're gonna have to pay taxes on the other stuff too. So you're just setting yourself up for a downfall. So just pay your taxes. Now, so after taxes, I got like 1.2. Right? Got 1.2 or 1.3 around that. So now you got to pay representation. What is representation? Representation is your lawyers, your managers, it's your legal. Well, if you're in the entertainment business, your legals handles your contracts, they handle your negotiations, faxing it back and forth. So your representation, they get their money. Yes, about, depending on what kind of artist you are or how big your representation is, you're paying another 30%. Easy. So you add that on, you're well under $1 million. Now what you finna do with that? Get a car, get a house, boom, all of it gone. Right there. So you in a jam before you even get started. Before your career can get off the ground well, you are already in a pickle. You are already jammed up. Now, most artists, now that was just with a $2 million signing bonus. Most artists don't even get that. The only way you'll get something like that, or a major deal, like everybody was saying to Lil Durk, who bragged about he just got 40 million in his new deal. While he was bragging about that 40 million, there was some things missing while bragging about the 40 million. The thing that was missed was the fact that while bragging about 40 million, he also forgot to add in the situation, while bragging about I got 40 million, do at the end of this deal or in this deal, do you get your masters? Was it a 360 deal, which I'm pretty much, no, 40 million would pretty much indicate you signed a 360 deal. How much of the percentage of the deal is in your favor for performing actual appearances, everything? How much of that is in your favor or the record company's favor? How many points do you get per album? All of these things, the artist probably never thought to ask himself. What's up, Kwame Brown? KB, I see him out there doing work, cutting grass today. Yeah, what we was talking about earlier when the verdict was read, that if this was Samuel Jackson or Michael B. Jordan and everybody was celebrating, I'm just like talking about this was a victory for man. And I was like, it's not a victory for man, it's a victory for white man. So you can't, you cannot put that victory that Johnny got and think that would happen with Michael B. Jordan or Samuel Jackson. Unfortunately, we can't think like that. He's like, I'm still hot. No. See, Johnny was beloved. And once you have to basically, people were mad that they couldn't be around their buddy Johnny. Because in Hollywood, if something bad is on you, you can't be caught hanging out with that person. Your agent tell you it's not a good look for you to hang around that person. And since Hollywood is a relationship business, people wanted to hang out with Johnny, couldn't. Yeah, even with the evidence and everything, they'd have found a way to blame us. And even if we won the case, it'd have still been no work for us. It'd have been like, man, I thought my phone be ringing off the hook. They was like, just give it about a year to die down. Then we'll try you out in something small. I'll be like, so I can't eat for a year? What is you telling me? Cuba B. Gooden. I mean, what's his name? Cuba Gooden Jr. The reason that they came out to Cuba is because on stage, when he was messing with the girl's dress, who came out as lesbian, and they was like, he was just extra sexually aggressive. towards her. But they was friends and he was playing with her and she didn't make a big deal out of it. They were upset that she didn't. They kept trying to push her to say, they was talking about the OJ movie they did. She played the attorney and he played OJ. So he was on stage playing with a dress and everything. And everybody was like, man, he's taking a risk doing that in this climate. And they was interviewing her like, you didn't feel uncomfortable? Like trying to make her say that she was uncomfortable. And said, no, we play and joke on the set. You know, that's cool, but he's great. So she never came out and said nothing negative about it. They didn't like that. They went, found and staged a scene where he touched a woman, any woman that they sent over there or whatever, and make a case out of it. He never pursued this woman in text message. He never did anything. Forcibly groping. They forced him to have to admit in court like he was guilty, to plead guilty to a charge. Because he's like, I got to do this or they just gonna basically lock me up. He couldn't even fight no more. Over something he didn't even do. That's why I told you. When I told you I was in it with that girl and sleeping with her and she wanted me to choke her while we having sex, I'm like, I ain't doing that. I ain't finna put myself in jail. Choke me. No. I ain't choking. You got problems. And be like, sir, did she ask you to choke her? Yeah. She asked me to choke her. I ain't doing that. I ain't going to jail. You're not going to have my prints on there. I told you when I go, I'll be the one to tell them I did it. It's going to be a quick trial. They're going to know I did it. The barrel will still be smoking and I'll be standing there, standing over top of them saying, I told you. I told you. He said, I'll choke him. I ain't choking nobody. Next thing you know, they at court. He choked me. People do anything just for the sympathy and attention now. They're going to have to work harder to get me. Man, they suing kids out here. They're taking kids to jail. They trying to charge an 11th grader as an adult. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Yep, for taking an iPhone or some type of Mac thing. Now, what they didn't know until they went through the case of trying to try this kid, talking about there was sensitive private information on there, and that information on said phone was leaked, and it had images of the other person in a predicament situation. In other words, they said the other person, I guess, had some nudies or pictures that they didn't want to expose to nobody. Now, this person did not leak a photo, didn't say anything about the photo, but because that person was gay, who hadn't came out the closet, I guess he had some phone pictures on his phone that was not ideal. So that person, they always teased that other person anyway. So when they took the phone, he didn't even want the phone. He was just took it just playing with the person and razzing him. The parents was trying to damn near lock the kid up, talking about the emotional stress their child could have killed themselves, all kind of nonsense over a phone. People are nuts out here. So it went from, oh, he took a phone, that's okay. But then, black girl gets attacked by a full white guy. Right? Assaulted, the whole nine. And while all of that takes place, they go to court, heard everybody's side of the story, gave these teenagers a slap on the wrist with the infamous, they got some community service. And the quote from the judge, boys will be boys. And they showed where black kids who did the same crime or was accused of it all got jail time. Different, same county, same everything, different law for them. There was no boys will be boys for them. So you know there's always a different set of rules based on your complexion and your status and quo in life and everything else. The thing is that you can't be blind to it. Some people become blind. Like I'm not black, I'm OJ. You know, when you start living in that delusional world and start thinking nothing gonna happen to you, that's like me thinking I'm in this nice neighborhood. Nothing can happen to me. They pick up their phone down. There's a weird man in sunglasses holding a phone. And I think he's stalking my child. I'm in jail before I even been charged. Detained, questioned, taken to a station. Got to spend money on lawyers. I'm going through everything just off hearsay. So how safe is anyone? That don't mean anything. You think OJ won because of his lawyers? OJ won because of the explosiveness of what happened with the Rodney King situation. And in the Ramparts game, the police department took a hit, a huge hit. because they were out of control. And the OJ was put it on the front stage. If that verdict would have went another way after hearing the Furman tapes, the general public heard the tapes. The tapes weren't provided to the jury, but you best believe they family didn't heard about it. So if you know about Furman and you put Furman on the stand like an idiot, knowing what he is and all the horrible acts he said he did, just breaking the law and every act he talked about and bragged about it, how you think that community gonna feel? How you think the world's gonna feel when that's on national TV around the world? And did OJ really get off? As soon as he won, they threw him right back in civil court. Took any other promotional money, anything he was gonna make, that was gone. Then after that, for a Las Vegas, a thing that's recorded on tape, OJ, who has no weapon on him, one of his friends have a weapon on him. All of his friends turned on him in the court. He went to go get back merchandise that was his. He was the one thrown in jail and gave him 10 years. 10 years served. Meanwhile, his sister, she passes away in jail, everything. So, did OJ get away? Cochran was good because he knew the right angle to play. Shapiro, Johnny's a litigator. Shapiro is not. Shapiro is friends with the police department. He knows how to keep things quiet, cut a deal. You get Shapiro when you're gonna cut a deal. It's not gonna litigate for you. And the way this was going, he needed Johnny. Johnny was gonna cause a storm. That's why those two butted heads. And Juice knew he had to make a change. Shapiro had to go. We got to get Johnny in there. And it's like, yeah, but if you get Johnny, you look guilty. Yeah, but you go home. I'd rather look guilty at home than to look innocent in jail. Well, of course he did, because he found all the ramifications to make that possible. That's how he could do that. Most of these cases, Johnny can find that magic bullet. And because of the OJ trial, nobody wanted to mess with Johnny. Remember what we talked about? Fame and being on television, attention. You know about Johnny because of that case. Johnny was on TV. He was rapping. If it don't fit, you must have quit. You know this man, I know this man. That is O.J. Simpson. That man ran for many yards, MVP awards, Heisman Trophy. That's O.J. Simpson. You know this man, I know this man. O.J. Simpson. in the trial said, man, that's OJ. We know this man. Yeah, Snoop on the trial. That is Snoop Doggy Dogg. Your kids playing their songs right now. You know this man, I know this man. That is Snoop Doggy Dogg. You think Snoop Doggy Dogg got time to be riding around here actually shooting and killing up people? Come on. That's Snoop Doggy Dogg. You know this man, I know this man. And you know what the jury say? Man, that's Snoop. Man, Snoop ain't did nothing like that. Man, that's crazy. So Johnny was good with working people. You ain't gonna be thinking about nothing else but what Johnny wants you to do. Johnny had you eating out the hand. Well, Johnny won already. It was already over. The case was over a month ago. But why was it drawn out so long? Because look at all the media attention, all the headlines, all the publicity, all of the things that was brought up. A lot of things people missed in this trial is when Disney was brought on trial basically in it. For what they did to Johnny. How they went about saying, well, you know, until this thing is over, we can't allow you to torpedo the movie, so we can't put you in it. It's like, well, if I ain't in it, the movie's gonna torpedo anyway. People wanna see me. I ain't even had my day in court. I'm actually innocent in fighting it. They didn't care. People think, and I'm just trying to let you people know, good people, don't think this is gonna change the law. This is changing the way it goes. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's unfortunate, but no. It's not changing the way it goes. Nobody's reinventing the wheel. This isn't a victory for man. It's a victory for Johnny Depp. And white men saying, you better be careful taking these white men to court for this. Now, if this was Bluetooth, the rapper, Bluetooth could have it all on tape. Look, she said it on tape. We got that evidence thrown out because it was not properly, what? It was not properly submitted, so that evidence is thrown out. We cannot present it in this court. Bluetooth be, there's some bull. It's all on YouTube. I'm innocent. Well, we can't use it in this trial. What we can use is her bruises. How did she get those bruises? I don't know, makeup? Sorry, Mr. Tooth. This court finds you guilty. Shoot. Don't trust it. Do not trust the system. It is not in your favor. I don't trust it one bit. Now, she won, people don't understand, with all the legal mumbo jumbo, she won $2 million in the settlement in the countersuit against the attorney. As far as defaming her in the countersuit, she won when he said that her claims was a hoax. She was awarded $2 million from Johnny's agent or whatever. Well, think how many billable hours her lawyers got. Think about how many billable hours all of these people got. because they don't understand. And this is why all the young artists and entertainers in the world need to listen to this. Professional athletes, everybody need to like watch how this works. Watch how the system works. When you make money, it doesn't really mean anything. Like we talked about the guy who won the $10 million and then killed the girl because she texted the man. We talked about that yesterday. I said, man, do you realize none of this matters? Because the system is designed to take your money. Because they prey on rappers and African American artists, entertainers. They put these women on these, they put them basically in what is called a brothel. And they train them, they get them pictures, they spend makeup on them, and they're modeling. But they be like, they're not in any magazines. They're modeling just for social media. They take certain girls out, they train them, they groom them up, give them a deal. We're gonna have you promote stuff for us and market on social media, and we'll give you some money. Here's some Fashion Nova. And they sign with these agencies. And these agencies are basically a front that work for all of these other entertainment agencies, which gets these women in front of these NBA players. They'll be at a club with all their girlfriends, and they have like no job, no career, really. Their jobs is to look good in the club. The club manager will pay these girls to look good, go to the nightclub, sit at tables. So guys would be like, man, this club got all the women. But this is all orchestrated so that you will go after these women. Why do you think the NBA players, NFL, they all end up dating the same girls? You're like, well, damn, she was just with him last week. Now she with him? And this girl? They set you up for this trap. They put you in this younger crew. They know social media now, and it's even easier. Back in the days, they used to have to really work to get these women in front of you. Put them at the game, anything, so that you can grab them. In Hollywood, women are interviewed. They're not even there. The interview happens with a manager and a talent agent and the woman that they're getting ready to date. And they saying, well, such and such is interested in you and wants to go out and, and date with you. What do you like? We're trying to tell me about yourself. And it's like, you're not talking to the person. You're talking to the manager or agent. And you're auditioning to date one of the celebrities. I'm telling you, I know for first hand, it happens that way. And this person is an A-list celebrity. A-list right now. They screen test you. They go do background check, everything about you before you can even meet and say hello to the person that you're supposed to be dating. Don't believe me? Look at Ben Roethlisberger's wife. Look at Tony Romo's wife. They're white, right? They're professional athletes, right? Okay. Look at their wives. Now, that's all I'm going to tell you. Go and look into their wives. You're not normally would have done that until I just told you. Look at Tony Romo's wife. And go look into Ben Roethlisberger's wife. Look at their background. Go look it up. Do your work. Tell me what you come up with. See, because if I said black, you would say that's typical, right? But I said professional athletes. I said entertainers. That don't mean a color. That means anybody can get it. Why did they do this for Tony Romo? Why did they do this for Roethlisberger? Well, Roethlisberger had a string of sexual assault cases, and to change that narrative, he had to join a church and be assigned a wife, changing his image. Tony Romo, his image was ruined when he was dating pop sensation Jessica Simpson. And while they were dating, they team in Dallas, they backwards in Dallas. Everybody in Texas looked at her and said, "You're the reason we're losing." So they blamed Jessica Simpson for Dallas losing, even though they've been losing ever since, and still nothing has changed. So to change his image in being the quarterback, he was assigned a wife. They were like, "Look, that girl's too high profile for you. You need a wife. We're going to get you one." And they got him a wife. And now these young athletes, they know social media. So they just go on social media and start looking at pictures. And they go, "Oh, man, she looks impressive. Oh, I got to have her. She looking good." And boy, they do. They looking real good in those photos. But somebody's paying for those photos. Somebody's paying for these trips to Antigua so they can lay in the sand and take these pictures. Somebody paid for them fake boobs. Somebody paid for that fake butt. That costs a lot of money. Somebody's paying for it. And you like, well, who paying for this? It's an investment. Exactly. Now, one of the baddest women on IG, shoot, I was following her. I'm like, shoot, I'm following her. When I'm having a bad day, I just go to her page and go, "Oh my God." But I'm like, she gotta be out my price range, because if I'm seeing her, I know the whole world in saw. And she just had a baby with an NBA player, not a real superstar, great role player. And now they starting a family. I said, oh, she got him. She got him. Well, I won't say his name. His initials is RC. You can figure that out on your own. But I wasn't mad at it. I've been like, man, that with thirst trap was something else. You look at what happened with Kyle Kuzma, and the girl bounced over to Tyler Hero. Right? And now Tyler Hero is booed up with him. Lonzo Ball, all these people, they think it's them. When you actually look at the scenario and you go, man, It's not them. These dudes are just young. They don't know no better. They 19, 20 years old, and now all the women think they the hottest thing in the earth because they dribble a basketball. And they got all these women screaming for them. So they just doing what a young man would do. They first had some girls in high school cheering for them at the game. Now they got all of these different women jumping out at him. But like I told you, these people are being paid. These women are set up to be in their lives. He said, like Larsa Pippen. Of course. A lot of people didn't know Larsa was actually stripping at a club. And I knew because one of the strip club owners told me. The club that she used to strip at in Chicago. And she was like 17, 18 years old. And Scottie Pippen was dating an 18-year-old girl. But see, none of y'all knew she can't. Y'all didn't know until they became an item and went public. Now, Kenan Thompson, you know, we know him from Kenan and Kel. Didn't never say nothing, but he's another one. He know now. Like, I didn't even make that video. Like, that video is gonna be on Patreon. Cause I'm not even gonna put that on YouTube, but he was warned. And a lot of these times people are warned. A lot of these times people are warned before they go ahead and commit these ultimate sins. But it's what they want. First off, when they see you a rapper or a black entertainer, period, they look at you as stupid. Let me tell you what these people do. These agencies, law firms, when they see African American entertainer, professional athlete, they look at you and they think stupid. It's harsh, but this is the truth. They assume you are stupid. So they treat you as such. And they say, let me take care of everything. And the more control you give them without having any say or any, you take care of it, I need to focus on my game and get everything. I trust y'all to do it, I'm gone. It's already over. Because all they want to do is get you to sign a POA. And that's power of attorney. Once they have power of attorney, that means, and you sign away your rights, that means they got more rights to your access to your money and everything else than you do. And when you sign that letter of power of attorney with no restrictions or whatever, well, no matter how much paperwork they give you, you better read it, everything before you sign it. You better have something to say about everything. Question all of it. Do not volunteer any information. or let any stone go unturned. You find the meaning of every terminology in that paperwork, because you don't know that can be costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions. Just how something is phrased. Because a manager could have in the contract, manager gets paid off the top. You don't know what off the top means. If the manager says he gets paid off the top in the contract, that means your manager gets paid before the taxes gets paid. So before the tax money gets paid, he's taking money out already. So whatever the money is, the manager will get that money off the top. He's the first person that gets paid. So he gets paid before the government, before the money's taxed, he gets the money. But you're still getting taxed at the same rate. You're not getting taxed at the money after the manager takes it. No, you're getting taxed at the whole full rate. But the manager gets his money before the taxes. A lot of people don't know that. So I would always tell the manager, no, you ain't getting your money off the top. I don't know who told you that. You gonna get your money and your percentage after I pay Uncle Sam. After the money is taxed, then we could talk. No, because I've learned by having friends in the industry. See, the smart person, it's smart to learn from your own mistakes. A genius learns from other people's mistakes. So I learned from other people's mistakes to say, hey, I need to be alert. I need to be, hey, I better be aware. If I'm ever in that position, I got to be on it, because they coming. You see, when you're a rapper and entertainer, like I just gave you the example earlier, listen, when you're an actor and entertainer, here's what they're going to hit you with. And I told you, once you get that big check, put the first check away. If you're a professional athlete and they get you with that first big check, might as well put that away for taxes. That's going to be your tax money. Keep that to the side. When you get that first $1 million or whatever, the signing bonus, take $1 million. Don't even think about the $1 million no more. Take that $1 million, put it in a bank account, but a different type of savings account, an insurance-based savings account, not no regular banking savings account. You can put it in a CD, anything. Put that $1 million to the side. Play out your NBA career. And by the time you're done, that $1 million, which should be about 10 years if you're good or more, that $1 million is really going to really have interest on it by that time. If you didn't waste your money. Why do you think John Stockton still got money? Why do you think Steve Kerr still have money? All these players got money that's Caucasian. Us, we buying jewelry. We buying glowing diamonds. We spending our money on all of these things that basically are not appreciating with value, time or anything. We're buying cars that's, once you take it off the lot, it's done. It depreciates right away. Depending on, like, if you buying certain Bugattis, you might get some of your money back, but you never really get what you deserve on these cars. They're not thinking property, real estate, something that's going to appreciate, buying land. They're not taught these things because they're not taught finances. They've spent the majority of their time enhancing their skills to play the sport that they play. As I told you, when you get that money, you have to pay representation. Representation is your lawyers, your law firm, all of these people that handles the contracts and everything else. So you're paying about 30-40% in taxes. If you're in the NBA, you pay a luxury tax. The NBA tax you, right? So you got to pay a luxury tax. Pretty much just for the league. So that's another tax. Then after that, you're paying about 30% in representation for everybody that's doing your contracts, your deals, and everything else. So that's about another 30% to, it depends. You can get it from 22, 24%. I've seen it negotiated depending on the firm you're with, but 30% is a standard fee. So you look at that representation. Now look at the money you got after that. And you start going, damn, I'm living from check to check. And it would surprise you that there are a lot of NBA players, baseball players, not really too much baseball, but mostly NFL players and NBA players who are living check to check. First and 15. That's why they make you sign a 360 deal, because nowadays there's no investment anymore for artist development. There's no such thing as artist development anymore. So you know where your money goes to? Lawyers, managers. Look, those lawyers don't go broke. Those managers aren't going broke. The manager's gonna get their money. I'm not saying all the managers are crooks. They're just getting their percentage. And if you don't know what's going on, if you don't know the business, then you don't understand why you're paying this much money. So you might think you're getting robbed. You might say, I'm getting robbed. But you wouldn't know if you were or wasn't, because you don't understand the business. Well, what Rock Nation does is they sign artists to a mostly not just a record deal, but mostly a managerial. They're mostly a managerial company. They can get you in the right places. Like, look what they did for Megan. But then her record contract is still with 5101 is over there with Carl right now until she fills her obligations. Then she can go over to Rock Nation full time. And she's claiming she did that. So now they're in court still fighting over these things. And I didn't like the way Rock Nation went about trying to steal an independent artist from a smaller company. You know, and if he didn't get James Prince to help him with the situation, this could have went a whole nother way. He would have just lost millions of dollars that he spent investing into Megan Thee Stallion. And as you can see, he got this Erica Banks, and she's making just a hotter song, just as many as Megan Thee Stallion. Well, that's what I said. They put these women in front of you. Like they say, the devil you know is probably the best devil that you can deal with. Like if you grew up with these people, you know these people. Those are normally the relationships that people have. When they go and find these people once they got money, it normally don't go too well. That thing is if you making 99.9% of the revenue and your wife only makes like $70 a week at a boutique shop and her job is just to look pretty, you're in trouble. Because you are the mark. So professional athletes, I'm telling you, if all she's bringing to the table, all the actors and entertainers, y'all got to get smart when choosing y'all women. Stop grabbing these Kim Kardashian look-alike clones and trying to make these women your wives and thinking they gonna automatically know how to take care of kids, gonna know how to run a family, cook and clean, straighten up, making sure business is taken care of. They ain't doing that. They getting a nanny. They got to go out into the club. They got to go take pictures from IG. Then they want your managerial team that you got to hook them up and get them set on the stuff like talk shows. And they want to be famous too. They want to be Aisha Curry. You see, all of them don't understand is that Aisha been knowing Steph his whole life. So he ain't just found her. She was the one that was going to be a star in acting, and it didn't work out for her. She saw how cruel Hollywood was, and she was struggling actress living in an apartment in Cali, and he was being trained for the NBA. And Steph was in love with her, but she wasn't feeling Steph like that. She treated him almost like a little brother. But after she failed in acting, couldn't pay her bills, had to come back home. And Steph was at Davidson. And he was at home from college. That's why the parents had a long talk with her and said, girl, you gonna miss your boat. Mama had to tell her the real. Girl, you about to miss your boat because that boy is going to the NBA. That boy finna be something. He going to the NBA, and I'm telling you, he is all about you. And you know how Steph feels about you. You better start trying to get some feelings for him. She's smarting up. She's smarting the hell up. See, that's when mama and them come in there and they had that long talk with you. And they go, look, God didn't put this, because they always got to use church. God didn't put this boy, Stephen, in your life, and you keep turning him away, chasing the devil. That's how Aisha parents is. And that boy going to the NBA and finna be a star. You know he crazy about you. So, but it's funny when I see these stories and they paint them as high school sweethearts. I'm like, high school sweetheart? He didn't even go on prom with her. I was like, she had a boyfriend. She was dating some other loser. Steph was the guy that used to like her, and she used to get him to do stuff for her. She'd be, can you take me here, take me there? Sure, Aisha. Steph was in love with Aisha forever. But she's smarting up, and eventually she ended up really falling in love with him. So that's what I'm saying, that you look at Chris Bosh, who he married to. The same thought that set up Lil Wayne and lied Adrian Bosch. Now she's Adrian Bosch, right? He married her. She the same woman that set Lil Wayne up, talking about Lil Wayne used to sleep with her. Floyd used to sleep with that chick. And she tried to set up Lil Wayne, lied and said she had cancer. And Lil Wayne gave her $10,000 for treatment for cancer. And come to find out, she didn't even have cancer. Con Lil Wayne out of $10,000. Then she ends up getting with Chris Bosh. Oh, she couldn't get Floyd. She couldn't get Floyd. Floyd wasn't doing it. Floyd ain't going. So she ended up getting with Chris Bosh. Yeah, Bosh married to her. She kept having them babies. She was like, she controlled everything in the house. Have you seen Chris Bosh? It's a lot of estrogen over there. That's all I'm going to say. It's a lot of estrogen over there. There's a whole lot of other stuff too, but we ain't gonna go into that. That's some industry secrets that we ain't going into. But I'm just gonna say, it's a lot of estrogen going on over there. So that's why she kept dropping them babies. I'm dropping signs like Cosby dropping babies. So she kept dropping them babies, and she could easily leave at any time. But why would she leave? See, sometimes women play their position too quick, and they get stupid. They get a baby and jump out. I'm leaving. And the guy want to be with you and work this thing out. You like, I got what I want. I got the baby now. Now I can leave. I'm going to get the money. Okay, the money going to burn out. Then what? And he in 18 years, okay. 18 years come pretty fast. And then guess what? You back at zero. So you going to go out there now and try to go grab somebody else? That's stupid. What did Adrian Bosch get being with him? She was on TV. She got her new circle of NBA wives, friends. They get her a performing job. She got her fashion and cooking and decorating things going on. She's turned into a actual woman now, a wife. She's got what she wants. Why would she leave when she got control? You don't leave when you got control. She was like, why would I leave and get this to some other woman? I got control. I got control of everything I need right here. Sometimes y'all don't know a good thing when y'all see it. And y'all play y'all position. Because you chasing the dollar, you mess up. Yep, so I gotta get ready because the game will be on in a little bit. So let me go ahead and get prepared. I'll holler at y'all later.